What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you watched Outlander Season 8 Episode 7, Evidence of Things Not Seen, last night, then you know. I'm still sitting here in shock. That final scene with the lullaby, the locket, and Jamie's face when the truth started sinking in, my heart is shattered. And now the first trailer for Episode 8 has dropped, and it is heavy. The title is, A Bit of Time, but the real story is this: Faith's shocking truth hits Jamie and Claire hard in the final season. If you haven't seen Episode 7 yet, huge spoilers ahead. Pause right now. For everyone else, grab tissues, because we're going deep on this trailer today. This is going to be a full 60-minute breakdown, trailer scene by scene, theories, emotional impact, and what it means for the end of Outlander. Let's get into it. Let's quickly recap what happened in E7 because it makes the trailer hit 10 times harder. For over 30 years in their timeline, Jamie and Claire believed their first daughter, Faith, died shortly after birth in Paris back in Season 2. Claire held her and sang to her, and that grief has lived inside both of them ever since. Then in Episode 7, Fanny starts singing the exact same lullaby Claire sang, a 20th century song. The locket with Faith engraved on it appears. The connections start piling up: Jane and Fanny's story, the timing, the bloodline clues. By the end of the episode, it becomes painfully clear: Faith may not have died. She might have lived, grown up, had children, possibly Jane or Fanny, and then suffered her own tragic fate. Jamie looks completely broken. Claire is torn between a flicker of impossible hope and the crushing weight of decades of unnecessary grief. The evidence of things not seen finally became visible, and it's devastating. That's the emotional earthquake the 8x08 trailer is walking into. The trailer for A Bit of Time feels very different from the big battle teasers we've seen. It's quieter, more intimate, and much more emotional. We get long, lingering close-ups on Jamie's and Claire's faces. The color grading is darker and moodier. The music is slower and more haunting. It really sells the idea that after this massive revelation about Faith, Jamie and Claire only have a bit of time to process it before the revolution and the dangers on the ridge swallow them again. This isn't just another obstacle, it's a truth that could rewrite their entire love story. Let's go through the trailer shot by shot. First big moment, Jamie standing alone near the cabin or in the woods. His expression is pure pain, that same intense look we saw at the end of E7. You can almost hear him thinking about all the years he mourned a daughter who might have been alive somewhere. The voiceover sounds like Claire, whispers something about, "She lived, Jamie." His eyes fill with tears. Sam Heughan is absolutely destroying us with this. Then we cut to Claire. She's inside, holding the locket or perhaps an old letter. Her face is red, eyes wet, that classic Katrina Balfe quiet devastation. She says a line like, "All this time, we could have known her." The camera stays on her for what feels like forever. You feel every second of her regret as a mother and as a time traveler who left so much behind. We then get several intimate Jamie and Claire moments. They are embracing tightly in the rain or by firelight. Foreheads pressed together while they whisper. Claire gently touching Jamie's face as they talk about Faith. A shot of Jamie on his knees, almost in prayer or breakdown. One line that stood out, Jamie's broken voice saying, "We lost her twice, M.O. Crith." That one is going to live rent-free in my head. There are also quicker cuts showing the wider world, someone arriving at the ridge, could be connected to Faith's story. Ian and Rachel looking hopeful or worried. Tension building with neighbors or British forces. A beautiful but ominous forest shot that screams, time is running out. This revelation isn't small. It changes everything for our main couple. For Jamie, he already carries guilt over so many children: Faith, Brianna's long separation, and Willie. Learning that Faith possibly survived only to be lost again will reopen every wound. We might see him questioning his faith, his decisions in Paris, and even blaming himself for not searching harder. This could be one of the most vulnerable performances we've ever seen from Sam. For Claire, as a doctor and a mother, this hits her scientific mind and her heart at the same time. She sang that lullaby to a baby she thought was dead. Now she has to face the possibility that her daughter lived without her. The guilt of time travel, of leaving, of every separation, it all crashes down. But there might also be a tiny spark of hope, a bloodline that survived against all odds. Their relationship has always been the heart of the show. In episode 8 we're going to see that love tested in a brand new way. Will this truth pull them closer as they grieve together? Or will the weight of, what if, create distance when they have so little time left? Here are my biggest theories after watching the trailer. Will we get a flashback to an adult Faith? Even a short one could be heartbreaking. Is Fanny or Jane directly related, making them Jamie and Claire's granddaughter? The locket and lullaby strongly suggest it. The bit of time, is it literal? Maybe they only have a few days of relative peace on the ridge before major danger arrives. Could the visitor arriving in E8 be someone who knew Faith or brings more evidence? How will this affect Brianna and Roger if, when they learn about it? I also think this episode will give Jamie and Claire some rare quiet moments to talk and cry together before the final stretch of the season ramps up the action. Drop your own theories in the comments, I want to hear them.